Alligator Alcatraz, the concerns over an ICE detention center in the Everglades. You're listening to The Wrap from Central Florida Public Media. I'm Brendan Byrne. Central Floridians are being taken to the new remote ICE detention center in the Everglades, which has been dubbed Alligator Alcatraz. Supporters say it's a necessary part of legal immigration enforcement. Critics call it inhumane. Some Central Floridians say they have family members who have ended up at the ICE detention facility without any notice.
I'm trying to find him and he disappeared for 3 days, so I have nothing information, not at all information about him. So after these 3 days, he called me and he said he was in Alcatraz Alligator.
What one family is hearing about the conditions inside the facility. That's ahead on The Wrap, the big stories this week from Central Florida Public Media. But first, these headlines. Orange County is re-examining its current deal with the federal government and how it houses detained immigrants. Orange County commissioners Tuesday discussed the Intergovernmental Service Agreement, or IGSA, which allows the county jail to temporarily house ICE detainees. Central Florida Public Media's Joe Mario Pedersen reports that commissioners are looking to renegotiate their agreement with federal authorities due to legal and resource concerns.
Commissioners are hesitant to sign off on a new IGSA addendum that would require Orange County staff to help transport ICE detainees to other federal facilities, such as Alligator Alcatraz and Everglades Detention Center. Commissioners expressed many concerns over the way detainees are treated and reported human rights violations. District 1 Commissioner Nicole Wilson says that while the county faces a threat of losing crucial funding if it doesn't cooperate, the county will defend human rights.
We've continued to hear about due process violations. We've continued to hear about egregious, I believe, human rights violations in these detention facilities. And Orange County cannot be complicit. I am not going to be complicit.
Commissioners and county lawyers will continue negotiating a new agreement, possibly one with greater reimbursement for using the Orange County Jail. Joe Mario Pedersen, Central Florida Public Media.
Orange County commissioners are promising to defend the county's new comprehensive plan, land development regulations, and rural boundary protections against a new state law that curbs local government control of development. District 3 Commissioner Myra Uribe did not vote with the majority last month in approving the county's new Vision 2050 and Orange Code, but still stands behind the board's vote. Uribe says it's critical the county not bend to pressure from the state.
Doggone it, if we just keep laying down and letting this happen, what are we going to stand for? If we agree to repeal anything, they're just going to know that they bullied us, and next year it'll be even worse. So I, too, want to stand by. Let's fight, okay?
At a public hearing following Tuesday's commission meeting, dozens of people encouraged county commissioners and Mayor Jerry Demings to stand firm and protect the county's right to home rule. A circuit judge in Lake County has restored Judith Fike to the Groveland City Council. Last week, the council voted to suspend her over racist social media posts attributed to her, though Fike contends some had been altered. A judge granted the preliminary injunction at the end of a 20-minute hearing Wednesday morning. Fike's lawyer, Lake County Commissioner Anthony Sabatini, says he's happy the court did the right thing by reinstating her.
But more importantly, we're happy and optimistic going forward to win on the rest of our claims. We have several other claims. They violated open meetings law. They violated other parts of their charter, and it's just wrong what they did. In a prepared statement, Groveland Mayor Keith Keogh says he has faith in the process and will continue to, quote, protect the integrity and values of our community. Meanwhile, Fike is in the middle of an election for the District 4 seat with a primary on August 19th. The Orlando City Council made 2 moves Monday towards its construction of a permanent Pulse nightclub memorial on South Orange Avenue. Central Florida Public Media's Joe Burns has more.
The Orlando City Council chose Gomez Construction Company of Winter Park to design and then build the permanent Pulse memorial. It will use the city's conceptual designs developed in coordination with survivors and family members of the 49 people killed by a gunman there in June 2016. The council also agreed to purchase 2 parcels behind the Pulse site for $1 million. The mayor says he hopes to see the memorial completed in the summer of 2027.
Central Florida Public Media's Joe Burns reporting. These stories and more on our website. Visit cfpublic.org. Looking for reliable news and engaging stories this summer? Central Florida Public Media is here for you 365 days a year thanks to our sustainers. Join our Summer Sustainer Challenge to help us reach 100 new or rejoining monthly supporters. Your sustaining gift powers our mission, and we've got a summer thank you gift for you. Learn more and support at cfpublic.org. Some Central Floridians say they have family members who have ended up at an ICE detention facility in the Everglades, known as Alligator Alcatraz, without any notice. Central Florida Public Media's Engage host, Sharon Stone, spoke with some of those family members. We're only using first names for some of them because they fear harm or retribution. Stone spoke with B, the sister of JP. The 37-year-old from Brazil is represented by Miami-based immigration attorney Regina de Moraes. She says her client came here legally in 2022 on a tourist visa. He entered through customs at Orlando International Airport, later applied for asylum, and was granted permission to live and work here for 5 years while his case is pending. Last year, he was arrested for DUI. De Moraes says JP was detained in Orange County at a probation hearing last month, taken into ICE custody, moved to different facilities in the state, and then transferred to their detention facility in the Everglades last week. De Moraes begins the conversation by explaining how JP has described the facilities and its staff.
He says it feels like the individuals who are working at the detention center at Alcatraz were just picked off the streets, as if they put an announcement and just came off the streets because nobody has any clue what they're doing. But that they're nice. They're being nice to the detainees. They feel bad. The electricity goes off all the time. With the electricity going off, the toilets back up because they need electricity for the toilets to function. The floorboard is wood with wallpaper on the floor. They're like cages. He feels like he's in a zoo because they're put in there like cages. When it rains, the water comes up, seeps up from the floor, and inundates the whole cage system. What else do you remember?
He said he has no food for 2 days, and he said people who works there, they're not training the people, so even they treat the guys really good there, but they scared.
What even led to JP's arrest and detention? Where was he? What was he doing?
He was coming back from work, but he also got arrested for a DUI. So based on the DUI charges, they picked him up from Orlando jail once he closed those charges up on June 26th is when he finished his criminal case.
Okay.
So they picked him up from Orange County Jail.
So does legally he even qualify for detention right now?
Immigration detention? No,
Yes.
he does not. So he entered with a tourist visa. So for him to get a tourist visa, he had to go through the State Department, U.S. State Department down in Brazil for biometrics, fingerprints, and an interview. So he did all that in order to get a tourist visa. Then he landed at the Orlando airport and he went through Customs and Border Protection to be allowed into the country. So he's legally in the country. He then filed for asylum. He has not been interviewed on his asylum. Because his asylum has been longer than 150 days, he's authorized to request employment authorization documents, which he got. It was granted. It was granted for 5 years. The law for immigration detention says that a person needs to be convicted of a crime involving moral turpitude in order for them to be subject to mandatory detention. Or the person needs to have a conviction for several drug offenses or gun offenses. He has no drug offenses, he has no gun offenses, and a DUI is not considered a crime involving moral turpitude. He's not subject to mandatory detention. He's not even subject to removal.
How did you find out he was taken from the Orange County Jail down to the detention facility in the Everglades?
His sister can answer that. I only found out through his
Because
sister.
he called me all the time. I always look through the website to see where is he. But the last time before he goes to the Alcatraz, I'm trying to find him, and he disappeared for 3 days. So I have nothing information, not at all information about him. So after these 3 days, he called me and he said he was in Alcatraz Alligator.
So they came and picked him up because Orange County could only keep him for 72 hours. If ICE didn't come and get him at Orange County, then Orange County would have to release him. So this is the little trick that they're playing, that they go around taking them out of the Orange County, putting them in ICE office for 2 or 3 days, then putting them back in Orange County so that 72 hours starts all over again.
Yeah.
Every time that her brother would get to a specific place, he would try his best to call her from the place to let her know where he was.
Porque
And
ele não aparece no sistema da ICE, não estava aparecendo mais.
he
Quando
wasn't
você
showing up
coloca
on
o
the
alien
ICE locator website.
B, when was the last time you were able to see or talk to your brother?
Today I talked to him on the phone, but it's almost 5 months we've not seen him at all. Just talk on the phone.
How did he sound on the phone?
He seems to her depressed because he's never been in a
Eu
situation like
tive que devolver o carro dele para o banco, porque eu não ia ter condição de manter o carro por muito tempo, então eu devolvi o carro para o banco.
she had to
O
return
apart...
his vehicle back to the bank because she had no way of keeping up with the payments on the vehicle.
E os meninos que ele tinha 5 meninos fixos,
He
fora
had
os outros meninos,
employees that were fixed, that worked for him, plus 4 others that would do part-time work.
like a helper. Like a helper.
Helpers. The individuals that used to work for him fixed are working for other individuals, but they're not getting paid as well as they used to get paid with JP. And several of these individuals that used to work for JP have now had to return their rental homes and rental apartments and rent individualized rooms for them to survive.
Regina, there are people listening to this or someone reading about this who might say this is what should happen. Finally, someone is doing something about the immigration problem here. What would you say to them?
Every administration prior to this has executed on removal and detention of criminal aliens. Bush, Obama, Clinton, Biden, they all have executed and followed the law. And I agree with it. The law is there in order to remove people, in order to detain people. The difference in this administration is the lack of humanity and the violation of due process. This administration is not taking into account the individual's immediate family members, whether it be a mother with an order of removal and a young U.S. citizen child, or medical issues. They're not taking any of that into account because President Trump has stated that he's going to deport 1 million people. So now it's just about numbers. The law gives ICE, Immigration Customs Enforcement, CBP, Customs and Border Protection, Border Patrol officers, it gives them discretion. Even though the law says you may or you shall detain ABC, it gives them discretion. Trump is not allowing them to use discretion because Trump wants numbers. So I am not against enforcement and detention. I am against the lack of humanity and the violation of due process.
That was Central Florida Public Media's Sharon Stone speaking with B, the sister of a 37-year-old JP, a detainee taken to the ICE facility known as Alligator Alcatraz, and his attorney, Regina D. Moraes. Hear more about the detention facility, including from other families and lawmakers expressing concerns over Alligator Alcatraz, and a member of Governor Ron DeSantis' immigration task force that supports the state's detention efforts. That's on Engage. Get it wherever you get this podcast. That's going to do it for the wrap this week. This podcast is produced by Central Florida Public Media, with assistance from News Director LaToya Dennis and Digital Director Ryan Ellison. I'm Brendan Byrne. This is The Wrap.